Hey Capricorn and Capricorn Rising, this is Kimberly Knox, KK, your astrologer. Welcome to your June forecast and happy Memorial Day to you all. We've got some exciting stuff to start out the summer season. You have great things to look forward to. You're going to be seeing a lot of activity in your daily life picking up. Your sixth house has to do with work, the work you do, your daily routine, and your health. Going to the gym more, just getting in shape, having to do a lot of work projects, that's coming up for you. But you have to look forward to the new moon in your sector of relationships and partnerships and having a fun time around July the 4th for sure. So let's talk about Gemini and this Gemini new moon and what that means. This is a time where the key thing is going to be curiosity, not being held by anything that's dogmatic, and being open to new opportunities is really going to help us move forward in positive ways. The Gemini new moon every single year is where we're setting our communication goals and intentions for the entire year, looking at our attitude, elevating that up. It's because our attitude brings us everything. Our thoughts are things. Our thoughts form connection to the body, and then they can manifest into illness in that way. So we definitely want to look to and examine how we're looking at opportunities to come up. Do we look at them as potential problems, and we see problems, or are we excited about, wow, this is a new opportunity? So it's about taking stock about where we are with our mind, because we are the ones that are responsible for our own happiness. And I love Dale Carnegie, all the work that he's done. One of my inspirational quotes in the Gemini PowerPoint presentation that I do is, remember, the happiness doesn't depend upon who you are or what you have. It depends solely on what you think. Dale Carnegie. So no one's in charge of your happiness except for you. So remember that. And we tend to want new clothes, want new things, want all the trappings of Venus. But we just came out of Taurus time. And the Taurus time is about looking at our self-esteem as well as all the things we care about, but understanding that, it comes from within. And then going back to what's going on now, Venus is below the horizon. It's getting ready to meet up with the sun. First of all, it's going to be first quarter square to Neptune, and we all put our little dream boards together on the vernal equinox, March the 20th, when Venus and Neptune came together. And that's a time when you plant your seeds for your deepest wishes. And now you're starting to see something where we're taking a step out from that. It can be a creative project you're working on, some closely held goal for you and your family, whatever you have going on. We're taking a step out. But Venus is below the horizon, so we're working from within. You need to work on that power source from within. This helps you in relationships and attracting more value and money into your life as well, because you're set in this solid sense of value. You know who you are. And when Venus meets up with the sun on June 6th, it's about really giving our heart to who we really are and being able to speak that, because it'll be in Gemini as well, communication. So I'm very grateful for you for allowing me to spend time with you here, for subscribing to my channel, sharing it with anyone that you think would be interested in getting the information as well to assist them. I've used it in business for years. It's amazing to have a little bit of a guide map with you. You can reach out to me daily on Instagram for little in the flow messages and inspirations to kind of keep you going on a daily basis. So this new moon is setting off the fulcrum point of this T-square that's been in the sky since April. April teaming up, getting closer, and this Saturn and Jupiter are going to, Saturn and Jupiter had their exact square on, it was just this past, a little bit ago here. Sorry, there's a lot of things that are going on, the 26th. So this Saturn and Jupiter are really important because your ruler is Saturn. Saturn right now for you is retrograde. It's retrograde till August the 13th. So you're kind of not at full capacity right now. You're kind of recharging, and you're recharging in a really good way, because you're going to be able to come forward with more strength. When Saturn goes retrograde, it just gives us a little break, because we've been learning a lot of new things, but it needs to put the pedals off the brake a little, because we've got Pluto retrograde until the end of September. And we also have Mars retrograde, and it's going to go direct June 29th. So it's preparing us. You know, Capricorns are really, they're interested in being effective and efficient and succeeding and accomplishing. And last quarter squares with this Jupiter Saturn's last quarter square, last quarter squares are all about accomplishment. The last quarter moon is about accomplishment. You kind of take into stock everything that you've learned, and then when Saturn and Jupiter came together, it was in May 2000, and so everything that we've learned over the last 16 years, we're putting into play and kind of massaging our way to what we want to achieve in this outcome. So June the 3rd, your ruler is opposing the sun. And every year the sun and Saturn come together and they plant a seed of things where we need to be disciplined. Listen, you guys accomplish so much because you just have that natural sense of discipline, work ethic, unless something else is going on that really wrecks that all for you. But Capricorns are built to climb up the mountain of success, and they do the work. And you know, if you're Capricorn rising, sometimes you have more of the energy of Capricorn than a true Capricorn, unless you see most of the rising signs, because that's how you have to wear your hat in life to satisfy your sun. So the rising sign is very important, and that's why you need to read your rising sign chart as well. So let me just describe the mutable T-square that we have going on in the sky. And you are, all the cardinal signs have their cadent houses, which is the kind of hidden houses aspected right now by these mutable signs. So it's like being in preparation mode. First of all, we've got Jupiter. Jupiter is blessing us now in the sign of Virgo. It's an earth sign, and it's in trine to you in Capricorn. That's beautiful. And it's helping us with being open to getting our routine situated in new ways and new healthy ways, expanding and growing and learning about new ways. But so it says to take all these tools that you have to work hard, but love the work that you do. And Neptune down here in your third house is helping you to be very inspirational in your thought, meeting people that are very inspirational. You know, Neptune is about connecting with stuff that you can't see. It's not tangible, so you have to have the belief in the future. That's what entrepreneurs do. They visualize something, but then they create it. Now, having Saturn in the square, T-square as well, Saturn is in your 12th house, is preparing you right now. It's preparing you because it's going to go into your first house for 2.5 years. I think it's in another year that's going to happen. So you need to be prepared right now. And you're getting all of this preparation time because you're coming up with something big. You've got Pluto in your first house, giving you an immense amount of power. Pluto asking you to restructure everything from the past and build anew. That's the Pluto-Uranus square that's been going on. Uranus down in your 4th house has been shaking up your home life. Maybe you've been moving several times. Or you have new people moving in. But it's definitely shaking up the foundation that you knew so you can create something better. So this is all preparation. But so Gemini, the sparkle of curiosity, this is where, you know, you're going to have gold this month around your career. New opportunities also to share ideas and share thoughts, but having this positive thought process is going to bring this everything that we're working on into fruition. Having it mutable is great because we're a little bit flexible and sociable. So Gemini is really bringing in this social connection because sometimes it's just about meeting the right person and then things take off in that regard. So that's really great to look at. And you've got tons of support. Your ruler being in the sign of Sagittarius is excellent. There's no better, you know, there's no better sign to just bring you up with optimism for the future and looking at future possibilities with, you know, a sense of just, you know, excitement in that regard. Mars, where's Mars? Because Mars is energy, and what's Mars doing for you? Mars got into the 12th house for you, and, you know, maybe you were working on things behind the scene. You were, you know, just spending more alone time, but it said, whoops, you're not done yet. It's got to go back and it's making some corrections. It's gone back into Scorpio. It's digging down deep. It's reminding us of some things that we went over last summer that we still need to connect with. It's going to go direct on June 29th, but it went back into your 11th house of friends, friendships, groups that you were involved with or can be involved with. But maybe you need to go back and do a little cleanup there, reassessment, so you can move forward. It's going to go back into Sagittarius on August the 2nd. So we have a lot of time here to clean up and make some corrections and to make some really strong and powerful connections with friends, you know, that you need, or create a new group, or get involved in a group, or create your own group in that regard, or joining a networking group. So that is also all 11th house stuff. These are the goals that you have, going back and recrafting them so you can go forward. So on June the 3rd, we said that Sun is going to be opposing Saturn. Around this time, you're preparing to lay out your intentions for the new moon around Gemini, which is all about your thinking, your thoughts, creative, like what you want to speak about, how you're speaking, things around your siblings, intentions around your siblings. And let's see what else is going on here. Venus, because Venus is opposing Pluto on June the 30th, that's a very spicy night for you. Don't allow jealousy to come out. But the day before that, Mars is stationing to go direct in your friend zone, so that can bring out some really interesting times, because by that time, Venus is going to be in your 7th house of partnerships by June the 17th. So that's really fun. And so that's going to be bringing warmth and all sorts of nice contact, either with your partner, your business partner, or just being out there. So it's definitely a time when you can meet someone. And let's see, around the full moon, you've got the sun at the same time, actually. So the summer solstice is when the sun moves into the sign of Cancer. It moves into your 7th house. So relationships and family things and emotions, that all comes up for you as your opposite. So this is time for you to fortify relationships for yourself. And the full moon, 29 degrees of Sagittarius in your 12th house, that can be bringing things out of hiding. Maybe you just need more time alone. Maybe you you need more sleep and rest. Maybe you're working on something in private that you're completing, that you need to put together. So it's all the behind the scenes stuff, because we're working forward to coming forward. And when the sun goes above the horizon over here in the time of Cancer every year, around June the 20th, that's when you, from working on everything below, comes out, so you're more visible. So that 4th of July weekend is when the new moon is coming in your 7th house. So that Friday, I think it's July the 1st. Hold on. Yeah, July the 1st. You know, Venus, it's a Venus day, and Venus is really happy with Jupiter that day. And it's a real fun time for you to go away if you want, a little trip with your sweetheart. Enjoy the 4th of July weekend away and really put some roots into your relationship. That'll be a really nice use of this. We also have the culmination of this whole Mercury retrograde that was going on through the end of April into May. And when on July the 6th, we have Sun and Mercury coming together again. And that's going to be coming together in your 7th house. So whatever you were working on to build up, maybe it was a romance you were working on, or someone from the past, or you were just finding new ways to enjoy your sweetheart, or something was going on with your children. Now this time to really to fortify all of that. June 17th, Saturn and Neptune are coming into square. We already had the Jupiter Saturn part of this mutable cross, and that's just going to bring up more inspiration for you. So be inspired. Get your health in line. Do what you have to Capricorn's they're very fixed on achieving something. So this is what you're doing this month, and curiosity is the key here, being open. And I hope you have just a fabulous Memorial Day weekend here. Start your summer out grand and have a terrific June. Reach out to me at kk@kkastrology.com for more personal chart readings.